All right, what is up, you guys? I am here once again with my special guest. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm WWE Rocker. I'm CK.
And I had her on for the 2013 review, but then I thought to myself, a few years back, I asked her what her least favorite pay-per-view of all time is. So, we are here with SummerSlam 2007.
Oh God, that year. No, don't bring me back to that year.
I actually, this pay-per-view.
I know, this was like your favorite year in wrestling, isn't it?
No, God, it's not my favorite year. No, I have very fond memories with 2007. But no, trust me, this is not a good pay-per-view.
No.
But just like we always do, I'm going to give our letter grades at the end. So, yeah. And if it makes you feel any better, I have the rare Blockbuster edition. So at least there's something valuable here in this video.
I have the boring, like, $1.99 edition.
Does it have an insert? I don't think it does.
I don't. Oh, wait. It even has the snaps on the side. This is how old this DVD is.
Oh, I love the snaps.
Nope, I don't have the insert.
Yeah, I don't think it came with an insert. But, yeah, those snaps, I hate them so much. All right.
Was there even a pre-show for this pay-per-view? Because it's not listed.
No, there was probably a dark match, but this was back when they didn't air the dark matches a lot of the times.
Oh, yeah, you could only see them at the arena, or it was on, like, limited edition DVDs or stuff like that.
So, this is known as the SummerSlam of Returns, basically.
That's for sure.
And, you know, the reason why this SummerSlam was so bad was because the company was still recovering from Benoit. You know, they had a lot of plans for this pay-per-view that they just didn't go with. I know The Undertaker was originally supposed to be a part of this, but then they scratched that and then just had him return at Unforgiven in his great match with Mark Henry.
Oh, Jesus, that was another terrible rivalry.
But it had great promos leading up to it, though. I will give it that.
I think promos are getting better than matches. Like, during some of these reviews, I realize that the promos leading into it make me think I'm getting a 5-star match, and then when I watch it, it's just like, wow, why did I sit through that?
Yeah, that's the point. Okay, so this was back when we actually had match listings on DVDs, so it'll be easy.
Oh, yeah.
The opening match, we had Kane versus Finlay.
This one was kind of decent for me. It wasn't like the worst match. It was an okay opener. Finlay at the time was still kind of someone that you didn't want to mess with. He was really low card, but he could put on a good solid match.
And this is also before he got the Leprechaun music.
Yes, that was when he was still, isn't it like My Name is Fit Finlay and I'm Ready to Fight was right before it came out.
My Name is Finlay and I love to fight.
Oh, something like that. See, I was close. But, like, that really put, like, a stamp on him. You're like, okay, he's going to give us a good match. And then he had Hornswoggle and everything. What the hell?
We had the little bastard.
Oh, yeah, I got to love him.
Who eventually became a little bastard, for real. But, you know, we had the WWE Diva Battle Royal. The winner of the Battle Royal will get an opportunity for a shot at the Women's Championship.
This was back when I fast-forwarded through 90% of the Diva matches.
I still do.
I mean, there was some good talent back then, but I feel like if it wasn't a one-on-one match, the match really didn't have really anything going for it. I feel like it was very spur of the moment. We have to have women on the pay-per-view. It was back when women only got 3 to 4 minutes, so this was really a fast-forward match for me.
And then, of course, we have the triple threat match for the Intercontinental Championship. Umaga, one of my all-time favorites, Mr. Kennedy, and then we have Carlito. That's a really good trio right there. I love Umaga. Carlito's great. Mr. Kennedy, phenomenal. This could have been a really good match. I thought it was decent, though. I enjoyed it.
Honestly, to me, probably second best match on the card, which says something because the match itself wasn't extremely great. But this was right before we had probably a year left of Umaga before it passed. Mr. Kennedy did really good in WWE, and then he vanished to TNA. Like, I don't even know what happened with him. And Carlito was still at the prime of his career. He had his debut in 2007, and then he was just kind of really building himself up, and he could have been a high-stakes player, but for some reason, he just never got to that level.
I think Carlito was 05 or 04 for his debut.
Maybe.
Because I remember his debut, I think
was against Cena.
Yeah, he beat Cena.
So maybe it was 05, but I'm just a little off of my days or years.
Because, yeah, I think it was during the JBL. Yeah, it was 05 because it was the JBL WrestleMania 21 rivalry.
Oh, yeah.
So, next up we have John Morrison versus CM Punk for the ECW Championship. Obviously, you know, this should have been Benoit still. He was supposed to carry the ECW brand. But then, of course, we had Nitro. Well, now it's John Morrison. We had John Morrison winning the title at Night of Champions, Vengeance. And then they had this long rivalry with CM Punk, with CM Punk eventually winning the ECW title. But, you know, this was it's just an okay match. I know CM Punk was really disappointed with a lot of the John Morrison matches because they didn't really give him much time.
Yeah, especially with the way they kind of had ECW come back in that time frame. Even Paul Heyman was like, this isn't ECW during that time. And I felt like this was kind of like their NXT ECW was in a way, where they were testing out who could hold the belt and who could actually draw in the crowd during a match. And for some reason, as great as John Morrison and CM Punk are, they didn't have great chemistry in the ring together, which I think why their rivalry never really went anywhere in the first place. It could have been a fantastic rivalry, but they just didn't mesh well.
Yeah, I mean, they're two great talents. You know, there's some wrestlers that just don't really have good chemistry. And then we have, here we go. This is a 5-star classic. The Great Khali, your World Heavyweight Champion, versus Batista.
This is why 07 failed everyone. The Great Khali's champion is the only thing you need to know about this pay-per-view to never watch it.
Oh, man.
Oh, God. I mean, at least it wasn't the Pujami prison match that he had with Batista.
Yeah.
So it was slightly better than that match. Very slightly.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that came 2 pay-per-views later at No Mercy.
We had to suffer through Khali and Batista for like 3 to 4 pay-per-views. It wasn't right.
Yeah, because he won the title in Unforgiven in the triple threat match with Ray involved. And I remember he Batista bombed Ray onto Great Khali. Oh, man.
Great Khali honestly should have never won the belt. I wish they would have switched Umaga with Khali's position.
Yeah, this was a disaster. There literally was a disaster in every shape and form. Like, this was just bad.
This wasn't really even wrestling. It was more like, oh, let's laugh at the 2 people in the ring trying to figure out what to do.
Like, I don't hate Batista. I like Batista.
I love Batista.
Yeah, I love Batista, but he's not. I don't think he's good enough to carry somebody like this through a match. You know, Undertaker got Great Khali a good match. You know, Cena got him a decent match, but Khali's he's a lost cause.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, a guy who is that bad at wrestling, you really need to put him up against someone who is going to become a legend in the business, or someone who is great at carrying matches. And at that time, Batista really wasn't there as a legend quota or carrying someone. He really did need the weight of someone else to make sure it meshed good.
Yeah. And I'll never forget the story. I remember Edge tells this a lot. When Great Khali eliminated himself from the Battle Royal on Raw. Do you remember that one?
Oh, yeah. Because he didn't understand it.
Oh, my God. All right. Moving along. We have Rey Mysterio making his return in the Silver Surfer getup, which evidently Vince McMahon did not understand.
You know, it was a really weird outfit, especially because his body paint like washed off like a minute into the match or something crazy like that. It didn't stick very well.
Well, it's because the Fantastic Four sequel came out that year.
Yeah.
And, you know, he faced Chavo Guerrero, the one who, you know,
made him quit and leave the company.
Yeah, made him say I quit on SmackDown. Injured his knee, which was already injured. But yeah, this was okay. I mean, it's not anything special. I think leading up to it, Chavo's promos were actually pretty good on SmackDown.
Yeah. I mean, to me, this was match of the night on the pay-per-view, just because I love Rey and Chavo's rivalry. There were some matches where it wasn't the best, but I feel like going through their entire rivalry line, they always put on really solid matches. So when I first picked up this DVD, my first thing was, wow, Rey versus Chavo is on this. I'm going to enjoy that match.
Well, this is the second SummerSlam in a row that they had a match together.
They had really great chemistry, because Rey Mysterio, I think, is actually a Guerrero to begin with. I think that's actually his real last name.
No, it's Gutierrez.
Gutierrez? I always thought he was a Guerrero secretly, because he meshed so well with the rest of the Guerreros.
Yeah, his name's Oscar Gutierrez. And then, here we go. Triple H making his return to once again Barry.
Not just Barry, I mean murder, destroy, leave for dead Booker T.
And this was when King Booker, this was right before he left for TNA.
He kind of pushed the top of his gimmick to the max already. Everyone already saw him with the King Booker gimmick. This was kind of where he needed to reinvent himself a little bit, because the gimmick was starting to die down a little bit, even though he did great up to that point. But if you remember his last match with Triple H, he got buried miserably at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I had a match in between that point, but that Mania match and this match is equal bearage.
Yeah, at least it didn't take like 20 seconds to pin him this time.
And did Booker T even get any offense in this match? I'm pretty sure it was just Triple H beating the living hell out of him for the entire 5-6 minutes that it was.
Maybe, there's a little bit in there.
I swear Triple H has something against Booker T so fierce. Maybe because he was the face of WCW for so many years that he just feels the need to constantly ruin Booker's career. I don't know what it is.
Before we get to the main event, I want to list the bonus features on this, on the Blockbuster exclusive. This is some gold right here.
Oh, God.
We have WWE Idol.
Oh.
We have the Punjabi celebration.
Oh, Jesus.
And then we have Saturday night's main event, CM Punk and Boogeyman versus Big Daddy V and John Morrison.
See, I would have only been okay with that because I love seeing the Boogeyman's entrance. So whenever I find him on a DVD, I get excited just so I can watch him for 3 minutes.
I love Boogeyman.
I think he's awesome. He's such a cool guy, too, when I met him.
Yeah. So
the rest of those extras are got to be gold to put in that DVD player.
Oh, yeah, that's some rare right there, man. Okay. And then we have, for the WWE Championship, starting the
never ending
just this rivalry. It's just, so John Cena versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. I think this was their second match together, if I'm correct. So this was a very, very fresh rivalry that a lot of people were excited to see. Little did they know
that's all you're going to get in 2009.
This was
and then 2013 and 14.
Yeah, this was bad. Oh, man. But yeah, this match was really good. I enjoyed this main event. We had a really good build-up to it. I remember on Saturday night's main event, he gave Cena the RKO through the chair. And, when I was watching this, because this is when Cena was in his title prime, he was champion, for the long hold. There was a point where I'm like, all right, maybe Randy could take the belt from him and have a good program. But of course, Cena won. And, thus ending this pay-per-view of fun.
Oh, yeah, I don't know if it's a pay-per-view of fun. But going back for me, every single time I see Randy Orton versus John Cena, I think about the 30,000 times we have gotten that match. And it's just, at the time, it was fresh, it was something new, it was something great. But now you see those two names, and you're like, oh my God, we have to sit through it again. although they are two great legends in the business, and they usually normally put on fantastic matches, I think I'm just to the point as a fan where I don't want to see those matches anymore.
No, it was a great attraction back in 2007, but here we are 12 years later. We'll probably see the match eventually again.
I'm sure like WrestleMania 40, they're going to come out and wrestle again for some stupid reason.
For the final time.
And then it'll be on Raw the next night.
And then Extreme Rules.
Or the following year, like the Once in a Lifetime match.
Oh, don't get me started on the Once in a Lifetime match. I'm not trying to get that angry here, okay? So overall, what would your letter grade for this be?
D-.
Oh.
It was just above an F. The only thing that honestly saved it for me was probably Ray versus Chavo.
I'm gonna give this pay-per-view. This one's tough. I'm gonna give it a D+.
Okay, well at least we're both in the D's here, so
yeah,
not far off.
Yeah. It's it has some redeeming qualities. It's not like Crown Jewel F status, but it's not WrestleMania 11. But it still has some stuff you can enjoy. It's just you have to really dig in through the shit, and in there you'll find a little gem. So
yeah, these are definitely one of those pay-per-views that you watch once and never put back into your DVD player or ever watch on the network again.
Yeah. So fun, good times. I remember like it was yesterday. But
I remember it like the last time I watched it about 3 years ago.
God, I haven't watched this probably in 10 years.
Well, good for you.
I mean, at least it has the classic SummerSlam logo. I'll give it that.
Yeah, that, and I mean, the cover isn't terrible either. We can give it that.
I hate the cover. I also have the tin, though, so there's always that.
See, at least you have more pluses to it than mine.
Yeah, I have the Blockbuster and the tin. But, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Go check our channel out. It'll also be in the description. So, for now, this has been the DVD Freak.
And WWE Rocker MCK.
Peace out.